Francis here with Silence the City.
What up?
Yeah. So just a quick intro, like who are you guys? What is Silence the City?
You got this one, bro?
Yeah, we are Silence the City. We're sort of melodic rock, kind of heavy rock band, based in Auckland, and we've been doing it for a while now.
Yeah.
And yeah, now we're just 4 of us, young lads. 3 of us originally from Napier.
Oh,
So about young lads, but
Yeah, true. Well, I like to think of myself still a little bit young, but we just love what we do, and just love writing music together. Good buddies, and keeps us going.
Me? Nice. Just got that friend attitude for it,
yeah.
So how did Silence the City begin and get to sort of where it is now?
Well, ironically, we all actually, the 3 core members, which is myself, Adam, and Chris, we all grew up in the Hawke's Bay, and we all kind of went to different schools, and Adam and Chris knew each other quite well. They went to the same school, and I went to a different school. We were in like rival bands and stuff through RockQuest and that sort of stuff. And it wasn't until we all moved to Auckland that through another mutual friend, Josh, we all sort of formed a band up here, and a different band. And then we just sort of kept in touch, jammed throughout the years, and then in, I think it was late 2008, we got together. Adam and I were going to film school together, and we just we started Silence the City, and it sort of just went from there,
Oh, sweet. So was it the rival bands thing? Was it a bit of like a...
No, it was just smart ass teenagers,
We didn't like each other too much,
It wasn't like a vicious hate though, it was just these guys went to a different school, so me and my mate, who was the guitarist at the time, were just like,
Likewise,
So how did you guys individually sort of get into music, and what inspired you to be in a band?
I started playing drums when I was a bit of a grommet. My old man used to play in like a marching band and stuff, so he was always a drummer, so I sort of took up the drum kit, and we went to school and just kept playing and got asked to be in bands, and just loved it, So I've been in a band ever since, really. So
In your blood.
For me, it was just through school. Like I did, I've always kind of sung. I've always enjoyed singing. So I just whenever I could, something came up. Like I got recruited for like this school singing things like barbershop and stuff like that, which was cool. And then I tried out for a band. I knew they were looking for a singer. I just thought, I'll have a go. See what happens. And from there, it's just it's much the same as Adam. I just loved it so much, I just kept at it. Various bands and things, but it's good.
It becomes part of what you do,
Exactly,
It's part of who you are.
That's right. You just keep doing it. You love it.
Nice. What is the writing process like for you guys? Like, does it start with riff or melodies or?
Generally
riff. But sometimes a bit of both. So, we'll just get a real raw riff and just work it. Put some drums in there and just piece it together. Sometimes it can take a week.
It's kind of evolved from like we used to jam a lot, and we'd write a song in a jam room, like just your natural instruments, just loud and but now we basically sit around a computer, work a riff, and then we're a bit more I guess time conscious now. We're just really just trying to streamline the whole thing, and and then at the moment because we're writing for a new album, I guess sort of vocals for us are kind of the last thing in terms of
first, then
music, then the vocals, but then once that's done, we'll then go back and rework the music to sort of suit a bit more, and but that's kind of the core of how it happens.
Cool, sweet. And do you guys have any sort of pre-show rituals or any specific warm-ups that you guys do to sort of get in the zone for a show?
Chris's pre-show ritual is generally turning up late. Like halfway through sound check. He's all good. Sorry, Chris.
The rest of us are pretty stressed out by then, so it's usually how it rolls. No, it's not really, like we sort of just
kind of have a little huddle before we go on, good show, boys. But it's pretty straightforward.
Smash it.
Go hard.
It's about it.
Good to see you made it, Chris.
Cheers for turning up.
Still free, heading out of sight. Why you
back in like 2012, 2013, you guys released your EP Hold Fast, and you released it for free.
Yeah.
What made you guys choose to release it for free, and is that something you're going to do for your next release as well?
We just wanted as many people to hear it as possible, I guess.
Yeah, it's about growing our fan base, really. You know,
we were new, and we just wanted to get it out there and get it in people's ears. But I'd say that the album will definitely be on iTunes and stuff. So
we've got I mean, the cool thing is since then we've done a few smaller releases, just singles and stuff, and it's nice now that they're just being on iTunes and stuff like that. They kind of help the gears in the machine are starting to turn now, so they help us out funding the new stuff we've done. So it's quite good.
No, cool. Which is fair enough. You know, the first one you're just like, I want people to know me. Yeah. And then the second one you start to get that following, you're like, okay.
Yeah. Now you can pay for it.
Now you can pay for it. So speaking of your next release, when can we expect it? And are you aiming for a full length or another EP?
Yeah, we're aiming for a full length. Yeah. We talked about doing another EP, and we're kind of at the point now where we're doing it bit by bit. We're still writing sort of the last few songs.
Okay.
And you know, so we could maybe throw out an EP. Probably not, but you know, we're still sort of playing with the idea. But yeah, we're sort of aiming for mid next year. Yeah. We've got quite a bit of stuff on between now and sort of March.
Okay.
So it's we were hoping for a bit sooner, but it's just the way it is. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Mid next year is not too far away.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
It'll come pretty quick.
Yeah. So from what I've heard, there seems to be a bit of a heavier take on these new songs. Is that an active decision when you've been writing these songs, or have you just been going with it and that's how it's come out?
Sort of, a little bit. We wanted to sort of beef up our sound a little bit and just put some more dirty rock and roll riffs and stuff in there. So, I guess we're a little bit conscious of it, but at the same time, we just, we might start with a heavy idea and it might end up being this, I don't know, pretty nice.
I think probably our influences have evolved as well. Coming out of the early 20s, we were probably into sort of more like, definitely we all sort of listened to a lot of sort of Warped Tour bands and stuff like that, and we just, I don't know, like it's just definitely evolved, our tastes and stuff like that, and also just the energy you get back as well performing live, and heavier stuff generally goes down well with rock crowd,
right.
So
gotta please the people.
That's what you're there for, sort of. The show especially.
That's right.
Alright, so you guys have had some pretty huge success with your covers on YouTube. Have you got any more covers in the works, or are you all your focus on this next release?
Yeah, not really. Our focus at the moment definitely on our own stuff. So we'll probably get the album out and push that, and then maybe we'll think about doing some more covers later on.
There's definitely. Unfortunately, it'd be great to not have to, but it's definitely a really great tool for exposure. Because we've seen other bands and the whole pop goes punk stuff. That's really cool, and it was I grew up listening to that stuff, and it's just a really good way to get your music into totally, and it's also the exposure in other areas that it wouldn't usually hit. Like doing like a pop song or whatever. It just totally expands your audience, so it's great.
Because did you guys do that, what one was it, for the Ryan Seacrest thing?
That was
that was
Burn.
Burn,
Yeah.
Did you guys pick that cover to enter that competition?
No, we did the cover, and we were quite strategic because that was the second cover we'd done. We did Ed Sheeran's Lego House first, then we chose to do Burn because basically we put down a strategy, and that was choose a song, kind of predict that it would go really well on its own, and it did, and we timed it like that, and and so basically when Burn sort of hit the US market and stuff like that, our cover was there ready, and it was just picking up views. It was so good, and that just automatically went into that Ryan Seacrest comp.
No, nice.
It's
cool how it just generates its own traction after it's picked up.
That's right.
It's really good.
Keeps rolling. It's good.
Where am I here? Alright, so your live sound and performance is just really smooth and polished. Like, has that been something that's been a result of constant practice, or does it come naturally as a band for you guys?
No,
So
we
it comes
definitely
naturally. Easy, man.
we definitely get pretty rusty, so we have to work pretty hard at keeping tight. So but yeah, I mean, we like to definitely be solid and tight when before we play any shows.
Definitely try to make our sets fairly streamlined and that minimize the dead space, and just.
Way down your road, not cover the weakest part of me.
So earlier in the year, you were on tour with Blacklist and Black River Drive. Now you're going to be on tour this summer with Devilskin and These Four Walls.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be playing Homegrown with most of those bands.
Yeah.
Which are some massive shows. Like those are going to be some pretty big shows, or have been going to be.
Definitely.
What is it? Do you guys sort of credit this a bit to the airplay that Closer got on the radio? And how important do you think it is to get a song on the radio in New Zealand?
Yeah, we'd be lying if we said no. When Closer hit the rock and sort of got some momentum, it definitely
opened some doors.
You
opened
got
doors
some extra
for us,
contacts. Is it like people?
It really sort of put us out there, and it was interesting because we had a meeting with New Zealand on Air, and prior to that, like we've been sending in applications for grants and stuff for quite a while, and prior to Closer, they didn't really know who we were. Spot, even though we'd sent in numerous applications, so it really sort of opened everyone's eyes and introduced us, which was really cool.
Like when you play it live, do you really notice the crowd reaction to it? They're like,
that's why
we know this
usually see it at the end of our set. It's just
it's got that killer ending as well. So it's a good way to end it up.
You totally see people sort of into it and singing along, and
the eyes
it's
are
really
like,
cool.
oh crap, these guys. No, it's cool. Like, so how important do you think it is in New Zealand to get a song on the radio?
I think it's pretty important. We're a pretty niche market here, so I guess it's hard to get exposure other ways.
I think it's really in New Zealand it's crucial for the survival of a band because if you don't, there's not really a whole lot of other avenues which kind of by default move on to expanding your band in terms of your fan base and in your online sales and all that sort of stuff. It sort of definitely comes from the radio. So
That's pretty high up there.
Totally.
On that, what are your sort of What are your thoughts on the sort of current state of New Zealand rock music, like where it is now?
I think personally there's a few gaps, which we're trying to help fill, but it's pretty good, man. Like there's definitely a lot of support out there for it. But it's there's definitely room for new up and coming acts and stuff. So what do you think, bro?
Yeah, no, I agree. There's definitely some holes out there to fill. So
because there have been a few massive tours this year, especially. Like with I Am Giant, Devilskin, Blacklist, which and like all playing Power Station and all selling it out. Like, that's insane.
People want to see it.
There's definitely the market there.
Rock and roll will never die.
Sweet. And finally, one for us. What do you guys think defines an NZ bloke?
Stubbies,
Jangles.
A beer.
Some description. I don't know, just a casual dude looking for a good time.
That sounds like a singles ad, just a casual dude looking for a good time.
Pina coladas.
I don't know. We're all pretty laid back bunch, So.
Just good laugh.
And definitely likes a beer.
Waikato,
Tui.
Well, sweet guys, thanks for coming on.
Sweet, no worries, man. Thanks for having us.
Cheers. Thanks to Ding Dong Lounge for letting us shoot it here, and we'll catch you later.
What do you say, 13th